Hey guys, how we doing today?
Afternoon, guys.
Joe here.
Kevin.
All right, so far, the last few weeks we've been doing episodes that are kind of going back and forth.
Right.
Obviously, Josh and Santos on the road, and then kind of how the West Wing is being ran right now.
Sure. And I think that's going to be the thing. We've basically got 2 campaigns, maybe 3 campaigns to follow because we've kind of been with 3 of them. I don't know how much we follow Hoynes at any point. Maybe we don't. But we have key characters off on 3 different campaigns.
I'm thinking 3.
Plus the the actual White House itself. So we've kind of got, we're going to have like 4 different storylines running at least for a while, at least for the foreseeable future.
It's a full plate.
Right.
Like I said, I'm thinking 3 just because, until Bob's out of the race, I guess. I mean,
Bob's one of the 3 because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because you have
Will.
Bob, you have Will, you have Donna.
But I'm thinking that Santa, obviously he's not going to, I don't think Russell's going to be a candidate in the long run. I mean,
No.
So that's why I'm saying for the time being, three
Right.
storylines. But I like how they're handling it. I like how they're juggling it. It doesn't feel bloated.
No. Selfishly, I want more Vinnick.
I do too, and I think he will come into the focus.
Sure.
As the show goes on. I
do too.
I'm not even quite sure what episode number this is, but I know that we're getting towards the end.
15, I think, maybe.
15. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of the season, and then I'm willing to bet he's going to be a real heavy hitter in the 7th season.
Right. Yeah. Excuse me. We've got like 10 episodes left in this season. We're just over the halfway point. But then I do think in season 7, when we're down to the 2 candidates, which is my guess is what it's going to be, we're going to spend a lot more time with them because following 2 campaigns with no incumbent is a completely new storyline for this show.
Yeah.
You've got 2 incredible actors to go along with on that. I think we are going to spend a lot more time with the campaigns than we've done in previous seasons.
Let's face it, too. He's kind of stealing every single scene he's in.
Yeah, he's great. It's Alan Alda is the man.
It's captivating.
Right, yeah, he is. And Jimmy Smits is no slouch either.
I'm really enjoying Santos' character as well. He seems to be kind of like the central focus.
Right.
Of the Josh storyline anyways.
And I think that's why. I think because it's Josh's show, that's why Santos is so important.
For sure. And it's like, I'm wondering if this episode is going to be focused on the road, just because last week was in the White House.
All in the White House, right.
And I kind of find myself looking forward to that.
Here's the deal, and I don't want to sound ungrateful to the show. I agree with you completely because we've done 6 seasons or 5, just over 5 seasons now, where we're really White House focused. It is called The West Wing, right? It is White House focused, but the road on with the campaigns and stuff is completely new, and I find it fascinating.
So fun
as a breakaway from what we've seen on The West Wing in The West Wing.
Yeah.
That I do want to see more of the campaign than I do of The West Wing right now.
And it's not that like what's happening in the West Wing is not fascinating.
No, it's still great.
It's just that they introduce a new element, and you're kind of like, ooh, new thing.
A completely new shiny toy, which is, the Republican campaign on the campaign trail, if I can speak, and a Democrat on the campaign trail, and I want to see both.
And I don't think this gimmick of them going back and forth is going to last forever. Obviously not.
Right. It's not going to be structurally predictable.
I'm wondering when it just kind of converges together again. You know what I mean? It's not like we have 2 separate shows. It's just the storylines are branching off, and I think they will weave back together again, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of have to. Josh will be in it. We will have Josh interacting with the president. Santos is still technically, I think, a member of Congress. Who knows if that comes into play?
And let me clarify. I mean, for this season, because I don't think it's going to go beyond this season at all. I think season 7 is going to be a lot more contained. Kind of.
Yeah, I think by season 7, out of design, it is going to be completely split. You're going to have West Wing, you're going to have campaign, and you're going to have campaign, and I think very rarely the 3 shall mix. I think because this doesn't. I don't see how structurally you do it unless there's like some weird series of events to make that happen. You're in campaign mode, and in campaign mode, Josh is running Santos's campaign. I can't think of a compelling reason why he'd be like, "Let me go hang out at the White House for a while," and there's no reason for Vinnick to do it.
Sure.
So I think they have to be all on different courses.
Then, yeah. Okay. Well, I wonder how much screen time Martin Sheen and Bradley Whitford get together then. Honestly,
I don't think they get much at all. I mean, I'm not saying we won't get any more, but maybe they have a brilliant plan for it. But I don't see, if Santos is the candidate, that I don't see how you get very much time with Josh Lyman in the White House.
Yeah, it's so true. Wow, dang. Okay, that makes that moment between the two of them even more bittersweet.
Yeah, there'll probably be something,
Sure.
but not a lot.
Yeah.
We should go and get started here. I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. And, of course, give a special shout-out to Actuary Lurker, Balazs Foldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverson, NJ, Sudugud Varapu, Torgeir Linkstad, and Where Panda 47. As always, guys, we're really glad you're here with us. Thank you.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you might hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and all the other stuff we've watched or we're currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The West Wing, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. On everything on Patreon, you are going to have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see us due to copyright law.
Yeah.
All right, Patreon subscribers, hello. Let us begin episode 15 in 3, 2, 1, go.
When was the last time you saw a politician answer a question
Santos.
he didn't like?
You're saying the debate shouldn't matter?
The politicians that turn them into pumpkin judging contests.
Sometimes, sure. But it's also the rules of the game. We've got one more debate before this New Hampshire primary.
Are we going to see a debate? I'd love that.
Yeah.
Let's make it a real debate. A debate where all 7 Democrats get to cross-examine each other.
I would love that.
During a modified stump, we beefed up the foreign policy section because of these Pakistani nuclear sales.
I think I should open with the VP SEAL joke. Donna?
It's a hilarious joke that's been hilarious 147 times, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna open with the VP SEAL joke.
Down to the foreign policy section, I'm okay if you tell knock-knock jokes.
They do not paint him in a flattering light, do they?
It's not flattering at all. I want to hear the joke, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see how it plays.
Vice President of the United States of America, and I will tell you what I like best about that seal. You close your left eye and squint really hard. It reads a lot like President of the United States.
That was not a great joke.
No.
They're putting the Vice President of the United States on stage with 6 also-rans. Believe me, this debate isn't important.
See, that's the thing.
Will's so confident.
Yeah.
I have some bad news. How bad?
They're not letting him in the debate.
Russell and Hoynes just made a huge media buy out of Boston, close to 1,800 gross ratings points each.
Thought I'd just ban TV ads altogether. Screw the First Amendment.
New Hampshire votes in 5 days. Airwaves are going to be flooded with Russell, Hoynes, and reruns of I Love Lucy.
Oh, I thought they were going to say, like, you're not going to be in the debate at all.
You want us to go deeper into debt?
No, but we can scrape together enough to buy 1 minute of prime time on WMUR. So edgy, so different, that'll be replayed for free on every newscast in the country.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's the ad?
It's when Sam blew the one that's what happened.
Yeah.
Go on and buy that airtime.
Do it, yeah. It's Spike Jones that directed.
Right.
No interaction, no cross-examination. It's
Everyone's calling it the return of the 7 dwarfs.
2 dwarfs.
Okay, yeah, they are like keeping him out.
Only Hoynes and Russell are invited. They're limiting it to candidates polling over 20%. The Herald says they're the only ones that can win.
Is that set in stone then?
Unless I can get them to change their mind.
Can they get that ad out first, I wonder?
Right.
And
I would think Russell wouldn't want it to be 1-1 because we've already established and we know for a fact,
think
Josh has
Hoynes-
even said it, Hoynes would mop the
He would- I
floor
was gonna
with
say,
him.
he'd wipe the floor with him.
I would think he'd want everybody else up there. You know what I mean?
Bob's cocky, you know?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He's got
But
he's got
Will's
Will in his
not,
corner.
though. Yeah.
Will's not. You know, and you're right at the very beginning. I do find myself gravitating towards this storyline way more.
For sure. Than what's going on in the White House.
It's just so
Well, we've-
exciting. You know?
And we've seen like 110 episodes of what's going on in the West Wing.
great.
Give us the road.
all great.
You know, only front runners can debate. Why not just bar the rest of us from the ballot altogether? I mean,
We're going to get in this. They can't shut 2/3 of the Democratic field out of a debate.
That's probably true too.
what do voters learn from 90 seconds of canned blather?
Timing, I suppose.
That's funny.
This can be seen as an illegal contribution to both Hoynes and Russell. I know the case law.
I'm gonna sue my way into this, Josh.
Shame the Herald kick up a huge cloud of dust.
I think he's sit and wait for Russell to be like, no, let him in. One guy's a crazy guy.
For sure.
Why elevate the number 2 mono in a crowded field?
Maybe Russell will meet the publisher of the Herald with us. Demand.
Get Will Bailey on the phone
Yeah.
and make a TV ad.
I kind of wonder if they get the add-on before the debate or after.
Wondering, yeah.
2-man debate. I told you the Herald was for Hoynes.
Josh Lyman just called.
Tell him he can have your job.
Today, I think he'd take it.
Santos wants you to go to the Herald with him to say that if all 7 candidates aren't invited, you'll stay home and scramble those eggs by your lonesome.
You want the 7 dwarves to be able to take direct shots at me?
You realize you're one of the dwarves.
Yeah, there's 7 of you.
Yeah.
The more dwarves we have up there with the sitting vice president, the smaller John Hoynes is going to look.
And I think this backfires.
Well, I think that's the idea. Is like him saying the smaller Hoynes looks. What it means is the less stupid you look.
Yeah.
That's a sugarcoat.
For sure.
I've been thinking about debate prep. Hey, you know, you were right. We should bring in someone to help.
Who'd you call?
Someone I know from the Hill.
Vice President and I served together on the House Administration Committee.
Siberia of committees. No offense, Congressman, you're not going to be the nominee. Sure, Fidel Castro would agree. You're trying to do the right thing, but it's downright undemocratic. Out the full field, I don't think I can participate. I was thinking of having my own. Invite the full field. Who needs a Dover Herald?
We should also take a minute to discuss format. These debates can be better, not just bigger.
Yeah, here it is.
What do you say, Mr. Vice President? A real debate with all of the candidates truly engaging on the issues.
See you do it?
Great.
Okay.
Terrific.
He didn't want to look weak.
I won't be a punching bag for Hoynes and Santos and every second-tier welterweight who wants a quick tabloid hit.
I'll call them and tell them if they're using Santos' format, we won't debate at all.
You call them and tell them we'll pay for the debate ourselves. I didn't come here to be a guest lecturer in Matt Santos' etiquette class.
God. Oh, Bob.
Okay, so we're back to a 2-man debate. Yep. You did push the rules business a little hard.
So I guess we canceled the debate prep, huh?
No, you need to move ahead with it.
For a debate we're not even in.
We have to get in. How is that not
I am
illegal?
not taking this to court, Josh.
So you're just going to have a 2-man debate, and Russell's going to look bad. Maybe this is what gets Russell out of it.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If he just gets destroyed.
We could try the Bob Russell thing.
Get a bad haircut and break ties in the Senate?
No, hold our own debate.
Oh, my
Use my
God.
bedroom mirror. Can we use my debate rules?
You can use whatever rules you want. Just get ready to debate.
I want to see this debate.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd watch a debate with just Hoynes and Russell getting killed, too.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't take America's side by taking both sides.
I hate
John
political
Hoynes,
ads, man.
Whose side is he on?
Want to see his ad on your Colorado mining connections again?
I do.
Yeah.
Matt Santos for the Veep.
He's tied up. You need to work up some Q&A for the 2-man debate. Want to grab dinner later?
Are you asking me to dinner?
We had dinner 4 nights in a row.
But you never asked me. We just went.
She took that as a date, right?
Did she? I mean,
I
maybe.
felt like it.
Yeah.
So, you want to grab dinner later?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
That seems awkward.
It does.
Boy, do you think Josh hates him now? Start dating Donna.
Yeah, for sure.
What we're going to do is start a massive public relations crusade. The Herald's debate is a sham.
You really believe anyone's going to cover our debate?
It's never going to happen. We're going to turn public opinion, so they have to let us into the main debate. Let's talk about the ad.
I don't understand that either.
We're broke, okay? We can't afford a huge glitzy ad buy.
So what do? Film chicken coops and say they're too chicken to debate us?
I want 2 volunteers. I want them in giant chicken suits. I want them in my office first thing in the morning.
Okay, I nailed it.
Oh, we haven't seen her in forever.
Oh, she's not working for the First Lady anymore?
I guess not.
What are you doing in New Hampshire?
I could ask you the same thing, but in your case, it's more of an existential question, isn't it?
That's good.
You didn't call me before you gave that speech at the Shorenstein Center,
I run the Women's Majority Fund.
saying we were going to lose before we even have a nominee.
I was throwing out a gauntlet.
Where I come from, it's called littering. I'm here in the trenches, running a one-man show, and I'm sick of Democrats eating their young. You still haven't told me what you're doing in New
Excuse me, Miss
Hampshire.
Gardner, your room is ready?
She's the guy that Santos hired.
I guess so.
Prepping Matt Santos for the
Yeah,
debate
there
you
we
haven't
go.
gotten him into. The existential answer.
I want you at every Hoynes and every Russell event for the next 36 hours. We're
Funny.
making a serious point here. We're trying to turn public opinion, so don't lie about what you're doing there. If you get the chance, you ask humbly and respectfully, are you too chicken to debate the full field? Thanks for,
Humiliating yourselves like this?
For sure, yeah. Hopefully it's worth it.
Yeah, they both look miserable, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're not putting policy in the ad.
Your policy doesn't give goosebumps to
That's
bored
probably true.
55-year-old segment producers.
It's a complicated business.
You have no idea.
Yeah, the flower girl with the nuclear bomb for Barry Goldwater, that's the stuff that works.
Yeah.
You're great. You're quotable. You're
cute enough to be a presidential primary pinup. You don't have the presidential voice. And it's a time of global peril, and you're going to be sharing the stage with the 2 vice presidents.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it not working. You know what I mean? Having 2 debates.
Sure.
Presidential voice.
Think filling out a suit instead of wearing bright orange.
Pantyhose.
This is cool.
Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about Amy.
Hoynes wants to meet with me.
You think he wants us in the main debate?
I can't imagine why, but...
No, that something else is up.
Why'd you return the congressman's call?
I called you, not the congressman. You think I want to tell him no?
I'm not going to pretend you don't benefit from a 2-man debate.
I'm going to talk about Matt Santos' statement on Pakistan. Free and nuclear free. I use that exact phrase myself. If we're going to work from the same material, let's find some way to coordinate. We don't want to get caught up in a plagiarism charge. Amy's memos. Amy Gardner, her memos on the presidential voice.
She gave you the memos.
Security is the new women's issue.
Oh, no.
Pretty smart stuff, don't you think?
It's pretty
Sir,
smart
we're
stuff.
ready for you.
Okay, that's not where I thought they were going with this.
No, me neither. So what, do you have to fire Amy now?
That's the new Hoynes spot?
Hoynes approved it right into the camera.
We thought that if candidates had to look right into the camera and approve every ad, it would somehow raise the tone of these campaigns.
Good for the Colorado mining industry. But is it
Oh
good
my
for New
God.
Hampshire?
Aside from the motorcades and the planes and all the hoopla, is the honor.
I like how they're showing him getting so much more press following him around because he's
press.
VP. Yeah.
If you close your left eye, you squint really hard.
God.
Joke again.
I was going to say our 60-second answer is more like 90.
I hate it when
It's a good reveal behind the dialogue.
Once down the clock.
You sure there was Advil you gave me on the bus?
That is a very large chicken.
The Secret Service is clogging it.
Right.
Yep.
Are you chicken? I'm going in.
May I ask, sir? Your parents know you're doing this. Pakistan could be arming Nigeria, a potential Muslim coup. But this is his idea of democracy. Matt Santos belongs in a fraternity house, not a debate.
Oh,
Tell me you're not going to
no.
use that.
Oh, they're using that.
Oh, my God. That's going to blow up on her.
Oh, yeah, it is.
The leader of the free world has to speak in broad concepts, in value statements. Congressman, the prospect of first strike capabilities got to change the way you think.
Yeah, I need 5 minutes with Amy.
So you gave all of the same stuff to both candidates.
Sergeant Pepper and the 5th Herman's Hermit
Should have told me you were working for Hoynes.
Not working for Hoynes. It was a memo. I gave it to all 7.
Suppose your love is a free gift to the Bolshevik brothers, too.
People are scared, and Democrats sound like a bunch of think tank hair twirlers.
So you pick a candidate and you help him. What do you want, a 90-day warranty?
I want every candidate to be able to take the Republicans in.
You don't give a damn about the candidates.
You didn't even know I was coming.
No, but I know you're leaving.
Did not see this taking that turn.
And don't knock Herman's Hermits. It's hard enough getting on the charts.
I think we'll get one more scene.
How much of that do you think has to do with his history with her, though?
It's a lot. And that's what's driving it mostly.
Yeah.
What happened in here? Amy practically knocked me over in the lobby.
She's been advising the whole field. Hoynes used the exact same line on Pakistan.
I knew she was advising everyone. That's why I didn't tell you. You think I care about your dating life?
The object is to beat the other guys.
We are all getting beaten on security.
I had the lawyers finish the brief. They're waiting at the courthouse.
Tell them to find an ambulance to chase.
In case you haven't noticed, we're in one. Okay, here's what Amy won't tell you about the presidential voice. You have to become president to use it.
Yeesh. This is not going well.
Well, I gotta tell you, if you end up canceling your alternate debate because of lack of interest,
I know.
you should have told him a court case kicks up a media storm.
I tried. The guy has the PR instincts of Idi Amin.
Oh, my God.
You saw Donna fighting a giant chicken on CNN.
Don't engage a chicken. Didn't you teach that girl not to engage a chicken?
I guess they got one shot at the White House.
Yeah.
Then why has Bob Russell refused to take part in a real Democratic debate? The people of New Hampshire deserve. Or maybe they're just chickens.
It's a terrible ad.
And he hates it.
I'm on Santos' side here.
So you expect me to look into a camera and say that I approve that?
We're going to put that at the top.
We're not running it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be associated with that either if I was him.
Yeah.
These two are still not on the same page.
People deserve a full and fair debate.
It wasn't what I had in mind.
What did you expect? The Roman
cheap.
Senate? I'm sorry, but nobody else cares about your Marquess of Queensberry rules. We're game players, not rule makers. And if we walk away from our last chance to make any kind of splash, the only rules we're going to need are for long, lingering games of shuffleboard. We got a minute of prime time on one of the top stations in the state.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to cave on this?
if once.
I mean, if it works, it works, but I'd feel icky about it.
Say, did you happen to catch the New Jersey Senate debate last week? Someone asked about the situation in Fredonia, and Barbara said that he was studying it. Fredonia is fake. It's from a Marx Brothers movie. The bigger story in the papers the next day was how he slammed his opponent for being too liberal. You think there's such a thing as a presidential voice?
It always seemed to me that the president makes the voice, not the other way around.
Nice.
We're going to WMUR.
To drop off the ad?
I'm gonna do it live. To camera.
Do what live to camera?
Get a room and a laptop. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Wow.
I like him a lot.
Me too.
I'm really glad they're not running that ad.
For sure. I would have felt weird about that.
Yeah. It would have been like a really tainted way to start his campaign here. You know what I mean?
15 seconds to live. Stand by to
Oh my God, he's walking right out there.
Stand by, VT.
So, like, we're not going to have like a network situation, are we?
Right.
Good evening. I'm running for president. I've been shut out of tomorrow night's debate for suggesting that it actually be a debate. Is that presidential campaigns aren't about these things. They're about clawing your opponent's eyes out. I will never say anything about my opponents or anything about anything without saying it myself. You might not get to hear much of me, but when you do, know I stand by it. I'm Matt Santos. And you better believe I approve this ad.
That's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
See, Josh, you got to
Josh, yeah, let the man be the man.
Let Santos be Santos.
Yeah, exactly. Let Santos be Santos.
Hard part's clearing your throat, really.
He's got a fire.
Look, he's got everyone's attention there.
Yeah. Like, who the heck is this guy?
I know. He's got my vote.
Yes, sir. We're still taking donations.
Oh, nice.
Well, I honestly don't know if we... Federal limit's $2,000, ma'am. Could you please hold for a second?
Wow. John Hines isn't
That's
commenting
awesome.
on your ad.
Come on, Josh, run deep background.
Matt Santos wrote the ad.
Off the record.
Yeah.
You can put me in the witness protection program. The guy wrote his own ad, okay?
Is that the
And you better
presidential
believe
voice?
I approve this ad.
The president makes the voice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I did too.
They need to know if he can take it.
We should be doing spin-off events county by county.
Don't. This thing spins itself. You send out copies, they're going to stop running it.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
Sit here.
Yeah, don't do anything. It's working.
What Congressman Santos did tonight, intentionally or not, was...
You think it's cynical that all four of the other candidates that were excluded from the main debate have now accepted your offer to participate?
MSNBC's announced they're running the two debates back to back.
And I'd watch him, but I'm busy that night.
He's good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Can we ramp up our media buy?
I think we need to pull some of our negatives, replace them with positives.
This sounds like a retreat.
Saw this morning's editorials about the debate.
Thank God we kept him out of it.
I disagree. Maybe it is a stunt, but if it is, we invited it. You have to go to Santos's debate, letting the chips fall on you, on your ideas, not on some Machiavellian maneuver.
So is it going to go down to one debate again?
I guess so. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Where have you been? I got tied up.
That's funny.
Yeah,
took me a second too, yeah.
Raw opportunism would suggest that Bob Russell for the congressman.
Now Bob's taking he's calling back. Yeah, I wouldn't take his calls.
Hoynes' campaign had no choice but to do so as well.
So everyone's going to be
One thing's for sure.
at Santos's
The
debate.
you're about to see, John Hoynes and Bob Russell wanted just how.
What was it you said about front runners? Everything to lose, nothing to win.
And don't forget to tip the dealer. Who else am I going to have dinner with?
They might start dating. It'd be weird.
That'd be very weird.
I don't know if I've served you very well the past few days. Truth is, I can't think of one thing I've done to make this your campaign.
Oh, I can think of one. You put me in it.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
if you'll take your places.
It's nice.
Yeah, Santos is being really gracious here. He's like, you fought me every step of the way, man.
My flight's in an hour.
And I can stay and watch.
I never stand to see candidates flood my lines anyway.
Thank you for joining us today for the final debate of the New Hampshire.
We're not going to get any of this, are we?
Not. I knew it.
Yeah.
It's like the end of the episode. I'm like,
Yep,
dang it.
The music's kicking up.
And I guess with 7 candidates on there, it's
Right.
a giant chunk of the episode.
5 of them we don't care about, or
Yeah.
4 of them we don't care about.
For sure. Well,
what they're going to do is we'll kind of get the aftermath we'll see where everyone's at in the polls and everything next time, but we don't actually get anything from the debate.
For sure. And it'll probably be 2 weeks from now, too, because next week I'm sure we'll be back at the West Wing,
maybe.
you know? But yeah, I liked it. I like how they're balancing the show, like we said in the beginning.
I do too.
But it is just a completely different vibe when we're on the road. It's
yeah,
exciting.
I like it. Right.
The stakes, you can feel the stakes, you know what I mean?
It feels more unpredictable too.
Yeah.
I really like the idea that Santos is kind of running a non-traditional campaign.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that starting to pay off, as it kind of did here a little bit towards the end. I like the idea that it's not like we don't have to. The big message of the episode: we don't have to do politics as usual all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's the sentiment today, but in a completely opposite direction.
Right. Yeah.
But I like the idea how it's so. I don't know. Like I said, today we do things quite differently, but I like the sentiment that this episode's trying to say of do your job right. You know, like I'm not going to sit here and sling mud at all these people. I'm going to say it myself.
Right.
I'm not going to have this ad run. I'm not going to have this jokey, weird chicken ad when it's I can just call them out on it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's still the optimistic West Wing.
Very
optimistic.
This is
it's not like where's politics going. It's what should politics be.
Exactly.
And how this episode ended is this is how a debate should be.
Yep.
You should be able to state your position on something, on a question, and someone else on stage should be able to say, well, what about answer to this? You know, that's what a debate is. I hate presidential debates precisely because it's right. All they are is mini stump speeches. No one responds directly to the question. Sure. Everyone just says the next thing they were going to say anyway to look polished.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to see this debate.
Right.
Because I know that they'd handle it much differently.
For sure.
The way it should be. But
can the candidates stand up to scrutiny? You have J.D. Vance saying, well, I thought we weren't going to do fact-checking here. You're not supposed to fact-check me.
Did he say that?
Yeah, in his vice presidential debate with Tim Walz. He got fact-checked on something, and he's like, whoa, we agreed to no fact-checking here. I'm like, I hate you.
I avoided that for all the reasons you hated. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But
Donald Trump saying that, black immigrants are eating all our cats and dogs. And it's just,
I caught that one.
Someone needs to be held accountable for what they say. If you make something up, if you lie, if you say the direct falsehood, someone should be able to say, that's a lie, that's a falsehood, you're making that up. That did not happen. Why are you saying it? Here's the question I was actually asking.
We forget how important accountability really is. But,
it is.
But no, this episode is great. I loved the balance, once again, of 3 campaigns this time. I mean, obviously we got Hoynes in here.
Yeah. I mean, less or so because, and we're not going to get much Hoynes clearly because we don't know anybody on Hoynes' team.
But I'm glad we see him.
Yeah,
I'm glad that he's still
we
there.
see
He's
we
still in
see
the
him,
mix,
but
not a focus.
Not a focus. He's not going to be left standing with the campaigns come to an end simply because, I feel like if the show wanted Hoynes to be important in the campaign, somebody would have gone and worked for Donna would have gone to work for Hoynes.
For sure.
Toby would have gone to work for Hoynes, but we don't have any characters to follow besides Hoynes himself, so we're not going to get that much of him.
Yeah, but I like the fact they're going out of the way to show him.
Sure.
He's here. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
he's here, right.
But no, we're progressing pretty far along into the season. Like this, we have 10 episodes left, about 10 episodes or so.
This was 15, so we've probably got about 8 or 10 episodes left.
And I hate the fact that I'm like, you know what? Let's get to the next campaign episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
But no, I'm curious to see what next week looks like. It's completely different issues in the West Wing too, right?
Right.
Every other week we get a completely new issue. The one through line is that Bartlett is still struggling to be Bartlett, right?
Yep.
Like we're trying to get this year over with, but at the same time make an impact. And
well, I think having the intentionality of the writing that he's sick, so he's spending less time in the West Wing, gives us a reason to be away from that part of the show more, right? He's not working 20-hour days covering a million different issues. They're saying he's kind of taken a back burner a bit because of his health, so the show can kind of let that part of it take a back burner, and we can focus more on the campaigns.
And it gives more of the supporting cast to shine too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.